guitar mods with Fabricaster. My name is Lou, and this is my 6th in the series of guitar modification videos. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I like to take inexpensive used guitars and change them around and modify them so that they sound and play better. Today's subject is a Squier Strat designed by Fender but manufactured in Indonesia. It's intended to be a student guitar, and as such it's pretty good. Now, if you notice in this picture, it has a humbucker in the bridge position and 2 single coils. What I decided to do was to thin out the neck and also change around all the electronics. So first, to the neck. I use my trusty file, and it is a typical file that you find in the hardware store. It has a round side, a flat side, and both coarse and fine teeth. You can see in this next series of pictures how I took down the neck, sanded it smooth with a palm sander, and then finally finished it with tung oil. Now, I got it to a very, very smooth satin-like finish by using 1500 grit wet dry sandpaper to apply the tung oil. After I did the neck, it's on to the electronics. And as you can see in this series of pictures, we have the pickguard that came on the Strat, and above it there's a pickguard that I happen to have sitting on the shelf collecting dust, and it had 3 Seymour Duncan Hot Rails pickups. So I decided to remove the entire assembly from the old scratched up pickguard and put them in a new one. And so I ordered a brand new Squier pickguard, which I figured would fit perfectly. Unfortunately, it needed a little modification too. And I transferred the entire harness and put it into the new Squier pickguard. I then soldered up all the connections and installed it in the guitar. Finally, I reinstalled the neck, strung it up, and lo and behold, it worked. Then I took the guitar to my repairman to check it over and do a setup. When I got the guitar back, I was perplexed because the action was kind of high, higher than I normally like. And when I asked him why he said it that way, he said the neck had a rise. That is, the last few frets directly over the body were higher than the other frets. And what that did was to choke out notes if you set the action low. So I asked him how to fix that. Well, the preferred way to do it would be to pull the frets, take a plane down the neck to get it nice and flat, and then replace the frets. I don't have any experience with that. It seemed kind of complicated, so I decided not to do it. The second method would be to do a grind and polish on the frets to level them out and create a bit of a fall away. In that way, you would not be choking out any notes. In order to do that, in order to do a grind and polish, you need a metal file. Now, this is a bastard mill file. It has teeth cut in one direction, and it's intended for use on metal. So what I did was to tape up the neck and the body. Any part that I was afraid that I might hit with the file and gouge. And then I put blue marker on the tops of the frets so that when I did the actual filing, I could see how much metal I was taking off. So I filed the frets until it looked right, and then what I did was to take a fret dressing tool. This is from Stuart McDonald, and it's a pretty neat tool. It comes with both fine and coarse sides, and you use it to round the tops of the frets and dress them up. After doing that, you take very fine sandpaper and take out all of the little marks and then polish it up, and you're ready to go. Now, I was quite nervous when I did this operation because I'd never done a grind and polish before, but in the end it came out just fine. And what I did was to create a fall away. In other words, the frets became progressively lower as one got from the 12th fret towards the body. I was able to therefore lower the action, and I could play all the notes up the neck without choking any up. And so that's the result of my latest modification. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you and goodbye.